Welcome to another episode of I Am Tired of Church. You ever listen to how people describe God? It's like if they emphasize more the bad things, or what they consider to be the bad things. For example, they'll say, yeah, God is love, but He's also just. You want to emphasize. You'll never hear nobody say, yeah, He's just, but He's also love. He loves you this much. You never hear that. They want God to lash out on people and vengeance is mine and deliver it and conquer and throw fire and brimstone. It's like if people love that. But you never hear nobody, God loves so much that He can forgive whatever you do, yes. They'll say it like that, but then they say, all you have to do is, they'll never say, bro, you're forgiven. Sin has been dealt with. Nah, because once they start saying sin has been dealt with, they'll start losing numbers. People will start leaving when they realize, hey, Jesus did it all. When they realize death has been conquered. The last enemy is death. But for some reason, love is a four-letter word that the church does not want to emphasize. If you start hearing a preacher talk about love and God's grace, all grace preachers, don't listen to him. All he talks about is God's love. But when you hear a preacher, fire and brimstone, and he's going to burn those little kids, he's going to damn that person to hell. Those who didn't hear about Christ will be burning for eternity, screaming and yelling. And 35 million years later, God, please give me a break. No, you just started. They love to hear that. They love to hear the preacher who's going to say stuff like that. It's like if our human nature has a little smile like, yeah, God is going to lash. And we don't stop to consider when we say that people are going to burn. That's stupid. Who would do such a thing? Would you have a child to know that your child is going to burn or be in torment? Whatever torment means, because these days, all these theologians with all these initials after their name can't figure out what torment means. Oh yeah, torment is that they're going to be burning literally in this flame. No, well, torment is going to be a dark place without God. Oh, torment is going to be the demons are going to be tormenting you. That sucks, because that means the demons will be in heaven. Because for them, tormenting humans is supposed to be a great thing. So if in eternity, God's going to put them to torment us humans, that means these demons are going to be in bliss. They're going to be in bliss. Now if they're being tormented, they can't torment us. So who's going to torment us? God? How? These theologians can't figure it out. But they sure try. They'll create all types of clever ideas. Oh, it'll be like driving nails through your eyeballs for eternity. And that sounds like, wow, yeah, that makes me so happy. I love this God. But when we talk about love, we don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear if somebody says, you know what? That homeless guy on the street passed out, pissed on himself, drunk. God loves that person. And when that person passes away, there's something better for him waiting. After judgment, after the resurrection, God's going to reach out to that person and bring him into the fold. Oh, whoa, we don't want to hear that. God doesn't love that much. What Jesus Christ did is not enough for that. Because that homeless should have believed. Maybe he was never given the gospel. However, we just love to hear fire and brimstone. Oh, we eat it up. Hey, you heard that fire and brimstone preacher? Oh, he's laser down. Because he has the balls to say, God's going to burn for eternity and do these things, and you don't want to say it. Oh, he'll even say, God will burn those kids. If they're 8, 9, 10 years old and they know they did wrong, God's going to burn them for eternity. Yeah. And we kind of agree with that. Are you stupid or what? Either that or you just got to a point where you believe that's God's type of love. Or that's justice. Somehow that's justice. Or for example, take Methuselah in the Old Testament, who lived till 969 years old. That's a long time. You would think, okay, I'm going to give everybody 969 years to hear the gospel. If you don't hear it, then you go to hell. Okay, that's just fine. You give everybody the same amount of time. But when you give him 969 years, you give this one 80 years, and you give this one 12 years, and you say, you should have figured it out. How the hell is a 12-year-old going to figure out the gospel? Adrenaline rushing, testosterone, estrogen running through their bodies, they don't have time for that. They're kids. Many of us don't have time for that at that age. But that's just. If your God is like that, and you call that justice, then that's the God you serve. A God like that is not a God of love. And if that's the case, then what Jesus Christ did was not enough. But we know, praise be to God, that Jesus Christ came to defeat death. He has the keys. He's the king. God bless you. Don't ever forget that what Jesus Christ did was enough.